Hi friends, it's Julia and I am here to share my April 2021 1 kit 12 cards. Now, if you've been around for a while and you were here last year in 2020, you might recognize this because I used this same kit that I pulled together to make my November 2021 1 kit 12 cards. My November 2020. And this is my whole breakdown of what I used as far as how much cardstock, how much pattern paper, that kind of thing. I put all my tallies on here so that I could count them into last year's total for paper. So this year I'm going to finish up this kit and I'll count all the totals from this year. I will count it on this side. I started using the Christy Marcotte YouTube from October 22nd, 2020, and it was her using the honeybee stamps to create cards. And so I was following along with her after I had completed my cards with this worksheet. The supplies you got with this close to my heart card making workshop called In My Heart was you got enough to make 6 of this card and 6 of this card. And I use these kits all the time, but I don't ever, well, I don't say don't ever, I hardly ever make a full 6 of each design. On rare occasions I do. If I really like the sentiment for birthdays or anniversaries or for whatever, then I will use that to do that. But for this kit I made 2 of each and then used the rest of the supplies to make 8 more cards. Sorry, I can't math in my head today. So anyway, I made these exactly as they were. You can see they are the exact same. The sequins came with all of the pattern paper, the stamps, everything is there. And then on the inside, I just stamped a sentiment and put a piece of scrap paper. And I did the same thing for both cards. And then the second card that I created with this kit was this one. And you can see the same thing here, but a little different. Rather than do these tabs over here on the side, I wasn't crazy about that. So I used this piece here, this stamp, to create this border. And then instead of putting the stamp with the heart under here, I put it down here along this to make it look like it was just a little topper, maybe a washi tape topper. I used some sequins here on the front of the piece here instead of over to the side, and I stamped a leaf stamp there instead, using that same leaf stamp that I used there. And then on the inside of these, you can see I stamped my cards, or my envelopes, and then on the inside it's just a thank you card. Real simple, and they're both the same. There's the envelope and there's the thank you with some scrap paper, and I did the same with the envelopes here on those 2 cards as well. So those are the ones that I've made with the kit with the instruction guide. So then I went through with all of the things that I had added in and created 8 more cards. And I make them 2 by 2 usually, unless I'm spurred on to make 3 or 4 or whatever. I had some leftover stickers. These birthday wish stickers, I used this, I don't know what you call this stuff, maybe hemp ribbon, I don't know. Anyway, I used dies to cut the circles. I used my little cupcake and stamped the front of the envelope with some trees that I had, and free cake, I mean happy birthday, and a scrap of paper on the inside. This one I did the same thing. Free cake, I mean happy birthday. So there's those 2. Then there were these. And I used the sequins here. I just used the image here, and I got a lot of really good use out of this paper. This paper is a sheer, not vellum and not tissue paper, but close to a combination of both of those. I stamped best wishes down here on the bottom, stamped my envelope, and then put happy birthday on the inside with the scrap of paper. This one says take time to chill, but best wishes, the sequins, that paper in the background, and then again happy birthday and a scrap of paper. This one I had added in some wood veneer leaves, and so I used sequins here and here. I used another of those birthday stickers here, and I had 2 of those birthday stickers. I had 2 of the leaves And then you can see the pattern papers are all basically the same. This one has a different orientation than this one, but it's the same. And then on the inside, this one says it's your day. And then again, I stamp the envelope. There's the envelope, and it's your day. This one, again, I used a couple leaves, used the same sentiment for both, used that paper on both, and then sequins on both. And then the inside, there's the envelope, and there is a season of blessings is on the inside with a leaf, and then scrap paper. Same here, there's the envelope, and then on the inside, a season of blessings. And these are basically, these can be used for any number of things, thank yous, or just encouragement, or whatever. So, there's all 12 of the cards that I created last November. And I stopped because I had a lot of stuff going on getting ready for Christmas as far as creating layouts at Christmas time. So I put everything away, and this is what I have left, and this is what I'm going to use to make my 1 kit 12 cards for April. So that's the box that these shapes came in. Oh, well, I have arrows. And I have 3 flowers and a leaf left. I have sequins. I have that, what is it called? New England Ivy burlap ribbon. I have my stamp set that I originally pulled, or that originally came with the kit. I have all these leftover accent stickers for different occasions. I have this set of stickers from Dollar Tree. I have this set of stickers from Dollar Tree. I have the ink pads that the kit originally called for, New England Ivy Glacier, and I think it called for charcoal. I didn't have charcoal, but I have gray wool, so I pulled that one in. And then I have this pack of Felicity Jane hearts. They're the small hearts, and then I have larger hearts. They're wood veneers. And then these are all my scraps. You can see I have a ton of already cut pieces, and I don't throw this stuff away till I am done with what I'm going to use the kit for. And here's that paper that I was telling you that's a combination of a mix maybe between a vellum and a tissue paper. It's sturdier than a tissue paper, but it has the consistency almost of a vellum. I have lots of cardstock in here. I have lots of pattern paper still to use. So, I still have cardstock in both colors, the white and this teal color. I want to call that peacock, but I don't know if it is. I have a dark charcoal, dark gray. This is from just randomly from my stash. It wasn't a close to my heart. It's pretty thin, but it works okay for layering. This is a large white piece of cardstock, or sorry, lighter gray. Super light gray with the lighter on one side and a little bit darker on the other. And then I pulled in this piece from My Mind's Eye, Lime Twist, and that is from 2011, y'all. Don't say nothing. I know if y'all looked, you'd have paper just as old in your stash. So, I'm pleased that I am hopefully going to get it used up this go around. So here is where I'm starting. These are all of the papers that I have left, all of my scraps, and I will, if I need to, pull in additional pieces of paper, whether it be grays or blues or teals or greens, you know, if I need it. I have lots to work with right here, so I want to try and get through all of this first. You can see there's a full, almost a full sheet, another half sheet, another half sheet, and there's maybe a quarter of a sheet, and lots of small scraps to use. So I have tons to get used up. If I feel the need to pull in more, I will, but I'm going to try and use up what I have here before I do anything like that. Anyway, guys, if you'll give me a second, I will be back to show you what I create in just a second. Okay friends, I am done with my one kit 12 cards. And so for this one, I had started off with this card making workshop your way kit. I had done part of it in 2020 and then I left it to work on at a later point. And so I finally went back and finished that up, and I've made I think 20 more cards with it. So I made the original 12, put it away, and then made 20 with some additional elements that I added in. I didn't really add much though. Yeah, so let me show you paper wise. This is what I have left. I have some card bases that I've cut down. I have lots of scraps of paper in different sizes, and these will go back into my scraps. I'm not ready to get rid of any of it. So yeah, I have full size 8.5 by 11s. I have several of those left, and those will go back in. And then I have this, which was a trifold sheet of paper, tissue paper with a metallic design on there. I hope that's showing. Anywho, so that's where I'm at, and then I have all of these smaller scraps over in here. You guys know when I'm working on my stuff, I keep all of the little scraps over to the side. And then I went through the green scraps that I had in here, as well as some additional scraps in my green color bins, and so these I cut out. Yeah, so I did add that in. I did bring in a stamp, and I'll show you why here in a minute when you see some of these cards. They're just trees, I guess Christmas trees. These are ones that I got from Bear Creek Bank Creations a couple of years ago. So that's what those look like. I only use the two smaller ones. And then these are Tim Holtz 4 Sizzix. And that's what those are. I did pull in inks from Close to My Heart. I have a whole ton of them here. And I've used mostly the gray wool, the New England Ivy, and then the Glacier. I have also used Juniper quite a bit. I pulled in Cocoa, Brown Bag, and Parchment, but I didn't use those as often this go around. The last set of cards that I made last year, I think I may have used those a little bit more, but I'm not, don't hold me to that. I had the green burlap ribbon, and I used quite a bit of that. I would say there's still a ton there. This started out as 5 yards, so that's, yeah, 15 feet of ribbon for cards. Crazy, right? I had added in some arrows because some of the inspiration from the catalog had arrows, and I did use these. As far as the sequins that came with the kit, I used up one entire carrier sheet of sequins, and then these are what I have left of the other colors. There were 4 colors in there altogether, and that's what I have left of the colors. These are Felicity Jane hearts, and I did pull these in because the inspiration, some of the inspiration in the catalog used some hearts. I pulled these sequins in, not sequins, bitty blings. These are from Want to Scrap, and they are bling strips, and they're the opalescent mother of pearl, I think it is. They're strips, but I just cut them apart and used them. They worked fine. I did have some wood veneers in shapes that on my first set of cards, I used several of those, and I still have 3 of the flowers left over. I added in these Crafter Square from Dollar Tree, and I used everything except for these 4 stickers. I had added in these pebble stickers, and they were just accent stickers with hello and happy birthday and congratulations and thanks. And this is what I have left. So I peeled the backing off and moved everything to these 2 pages here, and this is what the original, one of the original pages left. So I have 3 pages left in there. I finished up all the cupcakes that I had added in, and these are just the carrier sheets. I think there's 3 carrier sheets for the stickers. So yeah, that's it. Oh, and my stamps. These will go back into my stash too. This one is a Scripty Thank You. From Close to My Heart, I didn't use that one. Bloom and Grow, Stamp of the Month, I did not use that one. This was the stamp set that came with the kit, and I did use it. And it is called Maybe In My Heart. That was the Workshop Your Way name, In Your Heart, or In My Heart. And this was from the Workshops My Way. No, this is the one that came with the stamp set. This is one that was included in that line that was used as inspiration with some other stuff. So let me move all this stuff and then I will show you the cards. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back over and show you with the original kit. These were the two different cards, and originally these kits are made to create 6 cards of each design. I don't do that. I typically create a couple with that design and then I go off and do my own thing. So here are 2 that I created last year with this design. A little bit different than the original, but it's okay. And then these are 2 that I created with this design. So you can see I followed along fairly closely on both of them. There's just a few differences here and there. And then I created these 2. And you can see I use those stickers quite a bit. These with the sloths that say Best Wishes. I think those turned out cute with those cheap stickers. Love those. Birthday Wishes. Those are those Pebbles sentiment stickers as well. And then Thankful For. And then the sentiment is on the inside. Love using those wood veneers, those leaf wood veneers, as well as that tissue paper. So those were the first 12 that I created. I put the kit away and then I pulled in, I'm going to pull my envelopes out. I stamped them all the same with just that crisscross at the bottom. I'm going to put them with my cards as I go along. So I made these mostly 2 by 2 until the very end. So this is the first set that I made. Nothing fancy, just really simple. And then on the inside I used those sentiment stickers that says Thinking of You. And there's another one that says Thinking of You. And then I just used scraps of paper on the inside to decorate a little. These 2, I used the stamp that came with the collection. I used wood veneers and I used the Dollar Tree cupcake stickers. And there's some of that bling, and then of course the burlap ribbon down at the bottom, and then on the inside Wishing You Warm Birthday Wishes. Now the sentiments are the same. The paper placement may be a little bit different, but the sentiments are all the same on the inside. These 2 use the sloth stickers again from Dollar Tree, and just scraps from inside. And this says, or from the kit, Wishing You Warm Birthday Wishes, and the sentiment is the same on both cards. Here's the trees. It says Relax and Enjoy Your Day. There's wood veneers, there's the the gemstones, and then the trees that I put there. And then on the inside it says Wishing You Warm Birthday Wishes. Nothing fancy, guys. For these cards, I want to be able to get a lot done so that I can replenish my stock of birthday cards. These say Just Breathe and Live Life. I put the ribbon across the back here, tied another piece of ribbon into a knot, and just glued that on. Wood veneer, sequins, and then Wishing You Warm Birthday Wishes. Same sentiment on both cards. I think, yeah, just different color sequins on each of them. Here's this one. Life is a Beautiful Thing, 100% real. And I use a stamp down here. I use the burlap ribbon and then scraps of paper. And then Wishing You Birthday Wishes, Warm Birthday Wishes. This set, I love these with these large trees on here, and I cut them out, you can see, in different colors, only because that's the color of scraps that I had. So, and I have those little gemstones there, and then of course the trees, and then those stamped images, and those are thank you cards, both of those. So I left the inside blank, so as I'm giving out a thank you card, which I do a lot of at work, I will use those and write a little sentiment on the inside. Those two, I mean, you can see I created that. I stamped an additional image of the girl's arm with the floral bouquet. I did that separately and fussy cut it, colored it and fussy cut it, and then glued all of that down and popped those flowers up so it looks like they're hanging out of this image here, and colored those. And on the inside it just says birthday wishes, wishing you warm birthday wishes. But those turned out really cute. And these last four, these two, and then the last four, they're all the same. You can see the square in the middle, and then the background piece of cardstock, and then the sequins, the cardstock on the front, and then the pattern paper. Same deal. It's just because I had a lot of leftovers. And these are all the same. It says, it's your day, celebrate, wishing you warm birthday wishes. So the only thing different about these is instead of using this paper, which is the way that I pulled it, I actually flipped it over because I felt like it matched this background. The cupcakes match this background a little bit better, and so that's what I did with them. And I just put different color sequins down, and so that's it. That's all 20 of the cards that I created now, and then these are the 12 that I made last year. So 32 cards with this kit, and I still have leftovers. I could still keep creating, but I'm done. I'm going to pull this kit apart and put it away and call it done, and have space to create a new kit or do something different with. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you watching my videos. If you want to see more videos like that, like this, feel free, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so that it notifies you every time I put up a new video, as well as go over to my channel, and there's a playlist called One Card, One Kit 12 Cards, and I will have all the videos that I've created there. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.